We're going to explore modifications here with some straightforward timed value changes, ramp mods you might call them. To do that, I'm just going to make a little signal chain where I'm going to feed the output of direct into an EQ here. And I'm actually going to feed the send output to EQ. And I'm also going to make a reverb here. And I'm going to feed the main output of EQ into that. I'm going to line all these guys up. Don't hear anything right now changed about it. The main output of direct is going directly to the speakers. At the moment, EQ is not powered on. I'm going to power it on, and I'm just going to add a low pass filter here. Okay, that's something I'm going to be able to modify later. And I'm going to feed it to a reverb, which I'm going to power on. I'm going to make a large hall here. I'm going to remove the dry so that this signal chain is entirely wet here. So if we go back to direct here, I can see the send is feeding the reverb. So if I pull down the main, we're just going to hear the reverb, which is following the EQ. If I pull this back up, we'll hear a mix of the main. If I pull the send down, we'll hear only the main. Okay, so pull this back up here. And here's the modification I'm going to try. We're going to try to create something where the main slowly fades out while the send slowly fades up. So we get a change in mix from the direct sound to the reverb sound. So let's try that. What I'm going to do is create a modification here, and those are here, or C for change. So I'm going to connect this triangle. I think of it as a delta for change. I'm going to connect that. Oops, that's not where I want to connect it, so I'm going to drag it there again to disconnect it. I'm going to connect it to direct here. In fact, I'm going to pull this guy over here just to get it out of the way, align it. I'm going to pull this guy here, align that as well. And I'm going to pull all this over to the left just to make a little room over here on the right side. You'll see why in a second. I'm going to make a key map here that I'm going to activate the lowest key for, so that the lowest key triggers this modification. So double click on the triangle, double click on direct, and now I can do the modification I'm talking about. So I'm going to add a modification. I'm going to say a smooth value change, all right, and I'm going to drag that here over to the main slider, and I'm going to say I want the target to go to minus 80 dB. So that's basically going to silence it, and I'm going to have it silence it over the course of about 15 seconds. Okay, so this should ramp down over the course of 15 seconds. I'm going to add another value modification that I'm going to drag over to the send slider, and that is supposed to drag it up to 0 dB, so kind of the normal value there. And I'm going to have that happen over about 15 seconds as well. And so now if I am playing something and then I trigger the low note, play the low note, that'll trigger these modifications. So you see the main fade out, we can hear it. And we can slowly hear the reverb come in. Okay, so that does it. I'm going to reset it. You can press this button here to reset it. So we're back. And one of the things I want to do is have the reverb come in a little bit sooner. And you can do that with curvature. And basically, if I pull it down to the earlier side, that means it'll ramp up earlier. And I'd like the main to ramp out more slowly, so I'm going to bring this up here. Okay? So now, when I trigger this, you'll see the send comes up more quickly and the main goes down slower. Okay, great. I'm going to reset that so we're back to normal here. And now what I'd like to do is add another modification, this time to EQ. And I'm going to trigger this one at a different time. I'd like to be able to trigger this separately. And so I'm going to actually set it just using the high key for this. So now I'm going to open up this modification window and EQ, and I'm going to add a smooth value change, this time to frequency. And I'm going to have it go down to, I'm going to say like maybe 270 hertz or so. And I'm going to have that happen over the course of, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. I'm going to have it happen early, on the early side, mostly because I know the frequency domain is nonlinear, and so I'm going to want to cover those high frequencies more quickly. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and look at the original one here. This is, and I'm going to trigger this. Okay, so now we have the main all the way out and just this chain open. Now I'm going to open this one and I'm going to trigger this modification. So it gets darker and darker as it goes on. Okay, so a straightforward way of combining modifications with different processes to do some sound design. Now, we might also want to be able to reset these. And I'm going to there's a number of ways we can do this. I'm going to create a reset preparation, and I'm going to connect it to both of these modifications here. I'm going to create a key map, and I'm going to use the second highest key for this key map. Okay, so now we're in this heavily reverb space with the EQ way down. And when I press the second highest key, you'll be able to hear everything change. We'll see that this EQ goes back to normal. And if I open direct, you'll see that these are back to normal as they were originally. So it's a nice way to be able to change things and set them back to the original values as you like.